Peace and blessings, collective. Welcome in. This is my first time on live, so I don't know how many people are even going to show up. But I'm here, and the live, me showing up live, doing this is for me, but the message is for you. I typically would just make a post, but this is a message from the collective guides and angels. And I am grateful for anyone who does show up here live, but I do intend to post this in feed some kind of way. This, like I said, this is my first time on TikTok live, so bear with me if there are any technical difficulties. Any messages for the collective from the collective guides and angels. A small introduction of myself. I am Lindra E. Limitless, but you can call me Limitless. I am an intuitive channel. I am here to awaken and assist in the ascension of Earth's frequency. That's the call. That's the calling. So that is why I do what I do. Archangel Gabriel, divine emergence. It's time to be seen. Don't be afraid of your power and gifts. As I was just sitting here stating boldly and clearly what my gifts are. Yes, divine emergence. And this is the message to you. It is time to show up and be seen. You're meant to be seen. Like, that's the point of existing, is to be seen. We have Ma'at, which I have a very deep connection with Ma'at, but this card reads divine intervention. Weigh up your options. Choose the highest good. There are a lot of decisions to be made in this time, a lot of choices to be made so that you can make a final decision, because you have to choose before you can decide. Dual Kull. I'm not familiar, but divine mission. Enlightened action. Make choices from the heart. Trusting your heart is really big at this time, like huge. And you feel it. I know if you're here listening, you feel the call, the heart resonance for more. Like there is more for you. We have Shiva with karma release, the end of a cycle. Debts are paid. Choose your destiny. And the choose your destiny, the etymology of the word weird, like go Google the etymology of the word weird. And I'm going to tell you what you'll find. You'll find that the word weird was not used the way we use it today originally. The original etymology behind the word weird is to choose your own destiny. It is weird to choose your own destiny, to show up in the fullness of what you came here to be. That's being weird. And if that is what weird is, I'm the weirdest person you've ever met. And this is your proof that you need to show up weird. Okay? Show up in your fullness. We have Hilarion. We have divine emergence twice. I am speaking to a collective of people that are meant for the spotlight, like meant to show up and be seen, to be known, to be famous. And if you're feeling any resistance to that, but no, it's like, oh, I would love that, but who am I? You are it. Divine emergence. Be seen. Let the world know your gifts. So we have a guide and an angel both saying the same thing. It is time to be seen. And I'm being called to look at the bottom of the deck. Archangel Haniel. Embraced by love. Let love reach where it has never reached before. We're going places we've never been before. There are the expansion of the energy of the current, I don't even know how to, the current point in time, this point that we are all existing in is somewhere we've never been before. This is an experience we've never had, and we have to approach it as such and stop trying to overlay the past on the present from a personal, and I'm going to say, take all of this personally. You can apply it globally if you want to, but you have to start with you. Like, you have to start, like, you have to be the change you want to see. As cliche as that sounds, you have to stop looking backwards to move forwards. Like, the past is in the past for a reason. And I'm trying to see, where do I want to go next? Let's, you know what, actually, I'm going to grab the Archangel Michael deck. So, just for, because we are divinely protected, and if you believe and trust that you are divinely protected, you show up. You show up that way. You show up knowing, in the knowing. What do we have? Have no fear. Fear is a trap of the ego. Allow me, Archangel Michael, to use my sword of light to free you from the disquieting feelings holding you back. Literally, the fear that you feel is not real. As real as it is, like, it, yes, the feelings are real, but the objects of your fear, you have power over them. But you have to choose and acknowledge and know that you have the power over them. Have no fear. That just means knowing that whatever is on the other side of the scary thing, that thing that is fear inducing, but is still calling your name, no matter how scary it feels, you have to know that that is the right, the fear is a sign that you're headed in the right direction, because the fear is the unknown. It says it's the trap of the ego. The ego induces fear when you start stepping out of what it has already experienced, because that's the only thing it's ever known. The ego is the most human part of us, but we are wholly human and wholly divine. You have to tap into your divine, your higher knowing, your higher self, your highest self, and be led by that. Be led by the inner knowing. Open up to your spiritual gifts on the bottom of the deck, number 21. So we have 14 and 21. Those are all, I mean, those are multiples of 7. So 777 may be significant here, or just the number 7 in general. Also the number 3 and the number 5. Open up to your spiritual gifts. Remember that your true nature is spiritual, not physical. What was I just saying? The angels are sending you messages to guide your soul's growth. Consider this one of the messages. The angels are sending you messages to guide your soul's growth. You have to step boldly into that thing that scares you. And I'm looking at, I have this divine sacred symbols deck in the bottom of the deck. It was sitting up, and it's death. And to me, like, I know when people hear death or see a death card, it can spark nervousness or make someone, it makes you feel certain feelings because of the word death itself. But I don't see it that way. Like, it's the idea of there being perpetual endings, but only one beginning. Once it begins, it just continues. Everything is a continuation. So if something dies off, that is so something else can be born. It's the cycle of death and rebirth, the death of the ego and the rebirth of a higher level or a quieter version of the ego. Because you're not trying to rid yourself of the ego. The ego is what keeps you, it's your gravity here on earth. Like, if the ego completely disappeared, your physical being may also. But yeah, it's imperative to not ignore your intuition at this time. If you really, in order to end the cycle, like, the cycle has ended. Like, we are at that point on the spiral where you can go around again, or you can hop up and enter the new cycle. But if you can continue to go around, but you are at that point where you can make that leap forward, like this. And on top of that, like, the astrology even supports it. Like, this is a time of transition, of change, of, like, it's a timeline shift, a paradigm shift. We are entering a new sense of reality. in whatever way that resonates for you. Like, it might be time to transition out of a job. It might be time to transition out of a relationship. It might be time to move. You know what decisions you've been contemplating. You know what decisions have been weighing on your mind for a time. Maybe you, at this point last year, you were contemplating the exact same decision, but instead you chose to remain in the cycle that you're in now. But now you're being given that opportunity again. And that's why these feelings are showing up so much more strongly and so much more difficult to ignore, is because that is your soul telling you that this is the path that I chose before you incarnated here, before I decided to animate your vessel. This is the plan. I'm trying to get you to follow it. I mean, if you don't, it's fine, because we're infinite beings and we'll be here perpetually. But I'll just have to come back to Earth and do it again if this vessel doesn't want to cooperate. And I don't know about y'all, but I'd be perfectly fine with this being my last incarnation on Earth. So I'm going to get it right this time. And when I say right, that's subjective too. Right and wrong is not, there's no concrete right or wrong when it comes to how you choose for your path to unfold. But there is resistance and resonance, and if you choose to let your path unfold with you resisting, then you are going to have a much more unpleasant, less comfortable, certainly not as easy of a time if you're living in resistance as opposed to resonance. Friendship, there are divine connections coming in for us here, like, and the fact that these two cards came out together, friendship and relief. Soul Tribe is here. It might be literally here on this page. The community that is being built here, the communities that are being built on other high vibrational page. Like, the community could start on social media, but the community is also coming into your 3D. There are people around you that can help you, that can bring you relief, but you have to be fearless enough, courageous enough to express your need for help. Ask for help. Ask and you shall receive. And it may not come, literally message, it may not come in the form you expect it to, but it will show up for you. Because it's the frequency in which you ask. If you are asking out of true desire to grow and expand, and not to simply fix and problem solve, and if I don't do this, then I'm gonna be, you have to get out of that loop in your mind. Because if you look on your external reality, that stress and tension that you have of those looping thoughts back and forth, they only exist in your mind. If you were to let those thoughts go and exist in this present moment right now, do you still feel the same tension? Power and truth. Yeah, if you deny your truth, you are diminishing your power. But if you step into your power and accept your truth and show up and be seen in your fullness, your path will unfold for you naturally. Things will start to happen that make no sense, but are better than you could have possibly planned. There is a level of being, like, it's to be in a state of innocent exploration. It's like self-exploration if you haven't done that. Like, if you have not taken the time to learn yourself, to get to know yourself, to figure out and not even figure out, but to feel the things that feel good to you, then your innocent exploration should start there. And the key word here is innocence, which I feel like I've said this on this page before, but in no sense, innocence, no sense. It's not going to make sense. And the thing is, it might make sense to you, but it not making sense is to other people, and that's fine. This is not a conference call. Your calling was for you and you alone. Your only task is, if there are people that are supposed to help you along the way, if there is a tribe of people, if there are friendships, connections that you are supposed to build along the way, you have to be open to receiving and open to communicating and sharing your vision so that they can help you bring your vision to life so you can pursue and follow your calling. Because you were not called to walk this path alone, but you were called to take action on your own. Nobody can take action for you. Like, they can take action on your behalf, but there are some things that have to happen of your own accord. There are some things that no one can tell you to do. Like, you have to tell yourself and then do it. Whew. Let me see. Where do I'm looking here. There is, I'm just going to breathe and feel for a moment. And this might be a sign in itself. Breath work, taking the time to breathe deeply and feel deeply. Like, because I know for me, I'm going to express this, maybe some of you can relate. When I take the time to breathe and feel deeply, I can feel certain parts of my buzzy. So that was what I was going to say. Certain parts of my body buzzing. Like, it feels as though like my skin is buzzing. And that might, that sounds crazy and makes no sense to a lot of people. In no sense. I'm exploring myself innocently. In no sense. Allowing the things that don't make sense to still exist. So when I take the time to turn inward and breathe deeply, and my skin does whatever it's doing, because it's sensation. I am sensing. I am tapping into my extrasensory perception, which we all have if we are willing to, regardless of if you're willing to trust it, you have it, but you probably ignore it. Like, you walk into work and your head start hurting. It's not for no reason. It's telling you something, but you still keep showing up. But it's stuff like that, like very small things. Like you're having a conversation about your dreams and aspirations, and all of a sudden your entire body feels like it's like vibrating. But in the conversation you're like talking about it, but in your mind you're like, but these are just dreams. But your body is buzzing like it's more than a dream, because it's supposed to be your reality, but you have to take the action for it to show up. And listen to your truth, listen to the natural gifts and abilities of the human body. Like, there are, confirmation burp. There is, like, your body is technology. I know when we think of technology, we think of like phones and laptops and cameras and AI, and I mean, even Wi-Fi, which, yes, technology, but it's technology that you cannot see. Things that don't make sense. Your body is also technology. I don't know where this might have been something I posted on Instagram, because I'm all over the social medias basically in the same form, just, different. I don't know how to explain that, but I am on Instagram, YouTube, all the things. Link to my YouTube for this page is in the description, or in my bio. I don't know. I'm, like I said, new to TikTok. Hello. Not new to TikTok. Experiencing. This is a new experience. But when TikTok first really started hitting, I know that I have an addictive personality, and I got addicted immediately and had to walk away. So I do not currently scroll very much on TikTok, but I am very grateful and excited to be here as a producer as opposed to a consumer. Like, I don't feel like I need to consume to show up, or I guess a creator as opposed to a consumer. But having a presence, and I don't know where that line of thought was going. And that's another thing, like, as a channel, sometimes, the channel fades out if you don't follow it. Like, I don't know how to, it's beyond words, truly. The experience of channeling. But yeah, there's There is a call to show up in all your ways, in all the places. Inner voice, listening to your inner voice. This, number 2, what's number 2? Magician, High Priestess? Yeah, inner voice. Definitely. High Priestess. It's time, and look at the symbolisms here. The inner voice and power. That's where your power lies. Your power lies in your inner voice. But you have to listen to it. Like, your inner voice is telling you the truth. Your, like, and that the inner voice, not the thinking voice, the intuitive voice, the voice that your mind is trying to combat. That is the voice that you're supposed to listen to. The voice that says the things that makes your mind start racing. That's the voice, that's the inner voice. It's not your internal dial change, the wheel. Things are like, that's what I literally said in the beginning of this live. It's a time for change and transition and transformation, and we're at literally the end of a cycle. And literally the first thing I'm seeing here, there's so many cards here, but I'm going to go through them. The Rebel. There is a rebellious energy. It is time to step outside of this system that was created to keep us small, to keep us from realizing our power, because they are harnessing our power. The less of your power you use, the more of your power other people can use against you. Courage. Literally, this is a time to be courageous. That bold, crazy thing that you want to do, now's the time. Like, if you, like, in your heart of hearts, you know, if you stepped into this thing right now, the flow of abundance, the floodgates would open up. But all you have to do is take the courage of making this big, scary decision. And then after that, the decision is made, and all you have to do is ride the wave after that. Do it. Integration. We are integrating our and might I say that all 4 of these cards are major arcana in this deck. This is the Osho Zen Tarot. So it doesn't have like the traditional suits or the traditional major arcana. But all of these are major arcana cards. Integration. We are like this. That's what's happening. You are integrating your divinity and your humanness. They are joining together at this time. If you allow them to, if you recognize that that is what's happening, when you feel that the need to breathe, the need to pause, listen to that. Like, literally, a breath could be the difference between you making the aligned decision and you making the decision that is a part of a pattern that is a part of a pattern that is a part of the cycle that we are breaking. Like, you get to this point and that person texts you, and typically in this cycle you'd respond, but instead this time you take a deep breath and feel in your body that now's not the time, and you don't. And just like that, you have entered a new timeline, because every choice is a portal into a new timeline. There is a version of me that did not come on live today. There is a version of me that never stepped away from Christianity to pick up, to investigate what was beyond it, because you have to follow that calling. Do you know how scary that was for me? How much fear I had to release in order to step into my spiritual gifts, in order to allow myself to be seen and let the world know my gifts. The gifts that my entire upbringing told me were demonic. It's things like choosing for yourself, being weird, choosing your own destiny. Literally, choose your destiny. You get to choose. There are so many choices that people don't even realize they get to make. You get to decide whether you keep the job you're working. You get to decide whether you get up and go to work. Like, yes, you are in the habit of getting up and going to work every day. But what if this morning you got up and decided to call in and be like, hey, I need a mental health day? What are they going to say? No. And if they do say no, if you need that day and you take that day, if they're willing to let you go, it's time to go anyway. That receptivity. Be receptive to the messages you receive from your inner voice. And this lotus is speaking very loud. Like, a lot of us have been, I'm seeing this card too, ripeness. Now is the time. It's like, this is, your fruit is ripe. You have been planting the seeds. You have been doing the work. Like, I don't think you realize how much of the work has been done, because the work is energetic. If you have made a decision in your heart and continue to follow it, like, you didn't let it go, you continue to let it marinate, you let yourself sit with it so that your nervous system could get comfortable with the idea. If your nervous system is comfortable with the idea of the thing, it's time to go for the thing. Like, if you, like, just say you work a job you hate and you've been thinking about leaving and making some sort of transition, but you don't really know exactly what's on the other side of it, but you know that if you were to let this thing go that is holding you back, that you would then be slingshot forward. Trust that. Trust that you have what it takes to bring that to fruition, because you are open to following the call. You are receptive to the messages you are receiving, and being receptive comes with having the courage to take action, to rebel against the systems that are trying to keep you from, and not even, and I won't even, well, there are some systems that are intentionally trying to keep you small, but some of those things are just they're your ego. Your ego tries to keep you safe. But if you can take the time to communicate with yourself, the safety there is in trusting that all is well and you are divinely protected. Because these are things people say all the time. Why do we say them if we don't believe them? Believe them. We do. I believe. I know I am divinely protected and all is well. The dream. That we are literally living a waking dream. And if you some of you might lucid dream. Why do you think you are able to have such control over that experience and none over this one? And it's not even a matter of control. It's a matter of deciding. You decide that I'm currently living in my best timeline. I am living in my highest timeline, embodying the highest expression of self. That's a decision you have to make, because the highest timeline just continues to get higher. You exist on the highest one available to you now, and as you continue to exist on that one and say you're existing on your highest timeline, that highest timeline gets higher and higher and higher and higher to points that we can't even fathom, because it is literally infinite possibilities. There are infinite possibilities available to us. The miser. This miserly energy, that's what's holding collective back. The collective is held back by feeling like we need to hold on. Like, oh, if I let this go, nothing, what if I never, how did you get here? You got here because you believed you could. You got that job because you believed you could. If you continue to believe that you can have more and allow yourself to go after the more, the same way you went after what you are currently settling for, you will receive it, but you have to be open and receptive. This receptive might be the word of the day. Be willing and open to receiving. You cannot receive with your back turned and your hands full of shit you don't even want. Compromise. And I know that, if you are in a place where the things that I'm saying feel like that they're true for you, but they still create resistance, compromise. Maybe you, instead of, walking out of the relationship completely, you decide to take a break. You let them know, like, hey, this is, like, I love you. I am so grateful for the time that we have had together, but I think I need a little bit of space. And, you know, a break is usually a breakup, but that's the compromise for your nervous system. You are better able to handle framing it as a break as opposed to a breakup, but regardless, the result will probably be the same. So compromise. Do the thing in whatever capacity feels safe for your nervous system. I want to get one more card from somewhere and then actually read the book. I'm going to do the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle, and I'll actually read the book for this one. All right, immediately. Third eye activation, brow chakra, inner vision, clear seeing. We have inner vision and inner voice. So we have clairvoyance and clairaudience in the collective that's coming out right now. And we all have access to all the clairs, but we have to, you hone them. You have to accept that they're available to you in order for them to manifest themselves into your reality, for you to tap into them in an actionable way. Let's see. I done forgot how the alphabet works. Here we go. Third eye, QRST. Third eye activation. The third eye or brow chakra is the energy center found in the middle of the forehead between the brows. Often represented as an eye, it governs all aspects of our vision, including dreaming, reading between the lines, visualization, and even having psychic insights. This card transports us through a gateway representing our spiritual connections. Seeing with our inner eye is our divine right, and our soul self has never forgotten how to do it. In fact, we are often using this special talent even when we don't realize it. For example, when we imagine something before it happens. Connect. Anoint the space between your brows with your favorite essential oil or moisturizer. Close your eyes and massage this space. Tell your inner vision it is safe for it to be fully activated. Affirm, I am willing to see. And I wish I had the roll-on version of this product, but actually, so I do have a business, Lymitless Apothecary. I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of rubbing off because I do use my oils, but I do have a Limitless Protection, and this is the Limitless Abundance, but this is the OG. So the non-rubbed off version of it is actually in my purse in a roller ball. So if you are interested in investing in an oil to anoint your third eye with, there are affirmations associated with both of these. The Limitless Protection is I am divinely protected and all is well. And Limitless Abundance is I have everything I need the moment I need it. And I feel like Limitless Abundance would definitely be beneficial in anointing the third eye, and I'm actually really grateful that I'm reading this because I think I'm going to incorporate that into my own practice, because so I can see that I have everything I need the moment I need it. I will put links. The website is limitless.org, but I will say we might have to work out how to do the shipping because the website is not fully up and running. So message me something if you are actually interested. So your message, this gateway encourages you to unlock your psychic abilities and to stop questioning your divine ability to see. Know that great potential and healing will be unleashed when this space is activated. If you have an intuition about something, trust what you are seeing. This is a sacred time for the psychic potential that you have had since childhood is awakening from slumber. You've always been a dreamer. Sometimes thinking about how the future will show up or revisiting the past. Okay, that was, you've always been a dreamer, sometimes thinking about how the future will show up or revisiting the past. Now the gifts that have been discouraged in the past are reawakening, and your inner vision is stronger than you imagine. You have an innate ability to see further than human eyes and are able to identify the energies of what is going on around you with your activated third eye. This gateway is here as a confirmation that you are seeing and that what you are seeing and experiencing is in divine alignment, and that you are being supported as you develop this source given gift. That about sums it up. I'm going to leave this here. Thank you for everyone who joined. I see there's only one person watching right now. Thank you to you. I'm going to leave this here, and I'm wishing you an abundant ascension. And until next time, I'll see y'all in the next live. Peace.